I think that will take away our reach. We will not be in the recommended feed, and we will not be in the in feed. So as you're scrolling away, they're not going to recommend us. We won't be in the discovery either. So make sure you're creating your own B-roll. Welcome to Velocity Podcast. This is a very special episode because Instagram just released a very, very important update that affects small creators such as myself. And if you're watching this, probably you. It's really, really good news for the small creators. And this is why. Okay, so there's going to be 3 big takeaways from this, but essentially, Instagram just released an update that said we will be focusing on our small creators. And they spell out 3 ways they're going to be doing this. They're trying to level the playing field because, well, if you're like me, you create a bunch of content, but I'm competing against other marketers in my group, Gary Vaynerchuk, Brock Johnson, Rachel Peterson, so many people that have viral videos all the time. They have hundreds of thousands of people following them, and it's really hard to compete in that crowded marketplace. Social media was originally meant to be the great equalizer. Well, originally it was meant to, connect people and make it social, but marketers took it over, and it was awesome because while Budweiser and Coke and whoever, Doritos, were doing these big campaigns and spending tons of money, we as small businesses, we couldn't compete with that. We couldn't get the attention of people because we didn't have these big budgets. Social media came along, and all of a sudden, we are in the same waters. Actually, we had an advantage because we were able to quickly move with the changes. Whereas when you're a part of a really big conglomerate, you have to move almost like a huge Titanic type of ship where you run things up the chain, things have to be approved and all that. Small people could just be like, boom, something's happening today, doing that. This video is the perfect example. I kind of moved my schedule and I was like, I need to make a video about this because it's really important for small creators. All right, so the first update that will be coming on is Instagram is going to prioritize original content. All right, this is great. So it might mean more work for you if all you do is repost a bunch of stuff. But if you're like my clients, myself, most people I watch from the local area, we are constantly getting on Reels and creating content that's specific maybe to our area or industry, but it's always creative, new. It's a new, fresh perspective of things. This is the kind of stuff that Instagram's going to prioritize, essentially. It says here, by prioritizing original content, Instagram's going to create a more equitable environment where small businesses and creators have a chance to gain visibility. So I'm really excited about that. As I said, this levels the playing field and kind of lowers the dominance of these large accounts that have people following them and just have the eyes already on them. It's going to let us smaller creators compete more effectively. This is going to encourage creativity, and it will really help people build their brands. So what does this mean for you? If you are a business who focuses on creating original content, this is the best news you can hear because you're just going to keep doing what you're normally doing, and they're going to boost you a little bit more and put you into the discovery feed, the in-app feature. So if you're scrolling on Facebook, I see this all the time, it will focus on, it will be like I'm scrolling, then it'll give me 3 videos of things I might want to watch. And so we'll have a chance to actually get on that. Okay, second thing that's happening, second big update, smaller accounts will get a greater boost. So not only are they prioritizing creativity, but they're actually going to be prioritizing the small accounts. They're implementing a ranking system that's going to enhance reach for small creators and prioritize this, again, original content over reposts and recommendations. So they somehow are going to be showing us to an eligible audience. So we still have to make valuable content that people are going to want to watch or engage with, but we just have more of a chance to get out there in front of people. Again, they're kind of assuming that this will help all creators kind of play on that level playing field, and it will help us connect with our audience and a new audience. What does this mean for you? You have to create valuable content. So if you're already doing this, that's amazing. Keep going, double down, actually. They're giving us the chance to get in front of more eyes. So keep doing that. Viral creators will be sharing their real estate with us. And I absolutely love that. So we're going to be on, again, the discovery page, the in-feed recommendations. We're going to be all over the place. So keep posting original content that, again, is good for your viewers. And that means you might have to go over your analytics, see what posts, have more saves, have more comments, check out things, and just adjust your strategy, because it's worth putting the time into this, because this is actually, like, besides, again, the beginning of Facebook and Instagram and all that, it's unusual that small people kind of get their chance at bat. So again, take this. The third big change that's happening is reposting content won't be promoted. So that means they are focusing, again, on original content. So this is the theme of the thing: original content, small creators, okay? But for this specific algorithm change, I know I watch, I'll watch like little clips from Special Victims Unit, Law and Order. Even though I've watched those episodes before, it will come up of Olivia Benson will be there, so I'll press play. And it's like, sometimes you can see the same clip on different platforms. They're going to be taking away that reach, not just taking away the reach, but they actually might end up replacing that original clip. So if they say it's like a scene and Olivia Benson's walking down the street with, like, holding a little girl's hands, showing her the city or something, and if that gets reposted 10 times by 10 different creators, they will replace that, because they'll be able to tell with the audio, the visual, like they have all these things built into the algorithm, obviously. They will remove those 9 videos from the in-feed and the discovery page, because they want only the creator to get the credit the creator deserves. So if people are reposting your content, good news, it's going to point back to you. Some people are even saying that they might actually, if they see those videos, they might automatically repoint to the original creator, which is kind of cool. And so for that, again, for us, that just means, like, if we are reposting content, sometimes I do this, like, because sometimes, say, Gary Vaynerchuk will say something and I'm like, I couldn't have said it better myself. I'll repost his video. I don't do it very often, but sometimes I do. Now I won't be doing that. I'm going to remove that from my strategy and from my client strategy. And now at the end, I'm going to try and significantly change the video. And that's the other point they made. You can repost content, but you have to significantly change the content. So that might mean, you do a 10-second clip of, say, Gary Vee talking about marketing and why original content's important. And then I'm going to record myself being like, hey, original content's important, and then put that together. And that will be the clip. That also means when you do a remix, that will be fine. And again, it's just one of those things. A lot of people don't seem, that I follow, like small business and stuff, they don't seem to be reposting a ton of content. But when they do, just know that I won't get the reach that maybe it normally does. And it just makes a little bit more work if that is part of your strategy. So it is what it is. That's kind of I guess, the bad news, but I think it's actually good news coming out of the Instagram update. And lastly, I want to say, and they didn't say this in the articles I read, this is my own thoughts. When it comes to B-roll, we will not get the push that maybe we normally do if we are using B-roll that's already been used before, i.e. stock imagery. So I know sometimes for my content, for other people's content, maybe I have like a video of someone pouring a coffee and I'll put like, Sunday morning vibes, or I don't know what I'll do, but sometimes you use other B-roll that's not your B-roll. Maybe it's like a nature shot or a sunset or whatever. I think now, and again, it didn't say this specifically in the articles, but because that video has a high chance of being reposted elsewhere, I think that will take away our reach. We will not be in the recommended feed, and we will not be in the in-feed. So as you're scrolling away, they're not going to recommend us. We won't be in the discovery either. So make sure you're creating your own B-roll. So I was at a coffee shop the other day, and my husband was pouring like a Turkish coffee essentially. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute, let me just get that. Because I'm always thinking about B-roll for myself, and I don't know where I'm going to use it yet. I just have a separate folder of my own B-roll that I can use. Speaking of that, I actually am partnering with Sherry Smith, and we have created a original stock image content feature. What does this mean? It means we will come to you and we will take at least 10 reels, and I can come with the ideas, what I'm looking for, whether it's speaking, whether it's B-roll ideas. She's going to take 15 to 20 pictures, and then you can slowly build up your own content folder. And this is really exciting because, again, this is what we need. Stock imagery is out. It's out for websites, it's out for social media. And now social media is actually jumping on the bandwidth and basically, or the bandwagon, and Instagram is saying, hey, listen, stock imagery and non-creative content is not going to go far. And that's essentially the point of this article, of the articles and the update. So let me close with this. Gary Vaynerchuk said something like, first you're a media company, then you're your business. And I 1000% agree with that. We have to react to things like this, news like this, because first we're a media company. So if Instagram's saying, hey, you better be original and we're going to give small creators a boost, we dive in with both feet towards that, because first we are a media company. If you're not on social, you're not found. People are scrolling 2.5 hours a day. That means their attention is on their phones, scrolling. That's where you need to be. This is just the way the world is in 2024. Report on things that are happening, like I'm doing today. Make content that's good for your audience. Make it valuable for your audience. So that could just be content saying like, hey, this news article came out, like I'm doing. Or it could be like, hey, did you know if you're, if you have the Sony camera, this setting here changes the lighting session, whatever you think is necessary, make it applicable to your own business and industry. But this is what matters. Instagram's decision to prioritize original content and smaller accounts, it helps us straight up. If you are in Brantford, Cambridge, Hamilton, Ontario, all of a sudden you have a leg up on the big creators. So we need to take 1000% advantage of this, because who knows what the next algorithm will say. So the industry is evolving rapidly and we have to move with these changes. Organic social media creative still stands as the pinnacle for marketing. Gary Vee, again, not to keep harping on this guy, but he just had an article, actually it was an e-newsletter saying the same thing, like, listen, you can live and die on your organic social media. So make sure you focus on it, and more importantly, get creating. All right, thank you for joining me on Velocity Podcast with Sherry Barna. I hope this was really, really helpful. And tag me in your new creations.